Here we are talking to Marc Emery right after the Summer of Legalization, or I guess Fall of Legalization tour at the Parliament Hill, the cherry on the sundae. How's it going, Marc?
Oh, it was a great time there. We had fabulous, beautiful sunny weather after it had rained early in the afternoon. We got a crowd of about 400 to 500 people at its peak, and other people coming and going. I ended up speaking from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock, 3 hours, pretty well straight. The 14-inch joint was a great hit with people, although it canoed, and I was worried it was going to burn my suit at various points and times, and people got particularly close to get a hoot off that big joint, but it lasted about 45 minutes. And
nice. You think it made it around that crowd of 400 or 500?
It didn't really. I didn't let it leave the me type of thing because I could see it would get ravaged by the crowd. So I sort of held on to it, and I felt somewhat like John the Baptist, giving people sort of like a strange Vatican-like toke for good spiritual health or something, walking around. And it actually had more meaning to me to be able to do that because I got to look at everybody who was taking a toke and speak to them at that time, and
nice.
It kept it kind of intimate, and like I say, this is 50 feet in front of the front door of Parliament.
Well, they must have noticed that in the House of Parliament today.
Oh, yeah. Stephen Harper came by, the leader of the Canadian Alliance, and people asked him if he would legalize marijuana. He poutily said absolutely not. But then, they may form a new party and he may not be leader, and so much change is afoot.
Nice.
In Ottawa. We'll have a new prime minister, we'll have court decisions from the Supreme Court, Ontario Court of Appeal, we'll have probably a new political party emerge from the Alliance Conservative Party with a new leader there. So Marc Boris St. Maurice was on Parliament Hill today at the time of I was speaking, and I introduced him to the crowd and urged them all to get involved with the marijuana party and run as marijuana party candidates and be prepared to vote for the marijuana party and stay politically vigilant.
Wonderful, wonderful. 400 or 500, that must be the biggest turnout for the Summer of Legalization.
Oh, it was without question the largest turnout. There's no doubt there was twice the size of any crowd I've had so far.
And lots of media?
3 times probably. And oddly enough, I was a bit jaded. I thought the Ottawa media would be too big city cynical to be that interested in another guy on Parliament Hill protesting. For example, today alone, Phelan Doffa had a big demonstration for 3 hours. The Christians persecuted in Pakistan had a demonstration on the Hill. So, they have people every day coming up, putting their thing. But, it's a wonderful experience. Parliament Hill is so unlike the American experience. Like, for example, we were all able to smoke huge joints. The police cooperated with me beautifully. They called me up yesterday to confirm. They even asked me if I needed anything. They never in any way interfered or came close, nor did they act like there was anything disturbing going on, even though, as it turns out, the crowd was huge and completely blocked. You'd have to wade through about 30 to 40 feet of pot smokers to get into the front door of Parliament. So
wow.
Lots of people and politicians probably passed by, and I didn't get any complaints, and the police said everything was groovy, they loved it, and there were no problems, and they were very helpful. Can you imagine smoking a big, huge 30-gram, 14-inch joint 50 feet in front of the White House front doorstep?
You'd be shot as a terrorist.
I think you'd be getting your skull cracked. So it made me feel good on one hand about being a Canadian. I love being a Canadian, and I love speaking to the people here, and we had a really good time. And as I say, I spoke for over 3.5 hours right there on the doorstep of Parliament. So and it felt really good. We had an extraordinary, beautiful sunset even as we concluded. So it was a very magical experience, and everything went well, and I was able to speak on every possible point, and some points repeatedly, throughout the event, and we recorded the first 30, 40 minutes of it. So
nice.
Have it for Pot TV.
Have it for Pot TV any day. Well, congratulations on